Welcome into the PFF NFL Daily. Today discussing tonight's game, Los Angeles Chargers at the Kansas City Chiefs. So, we're already into week 2. Last year, Sam, here's what they did. They threw the Washington football team and the New York Giants in week 2. Like, you just kind of had this, we know everybody's still watching. It's early in the season. Let's just throw a dud out there. But the NFL said, no way. We're going right for the heavyweight matchup in the AFC West, the best conference, we think, or the best division in the NFL. So Chargers-Chiefs, a battle of two teams who had a really nice week 1. Both teams 1-0. What are you looking for in this one?
Well, we're full Amazon now, right? They're not going to take those dud games. They're gonna want the marquee matchups. They're looking for some fireworks on Thursday Night Football, and you have to think that they're going to get them from Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, from all the players available in this game. You know, when you look at injuries or potential guys missing, we know the Chargers are going to be without Keenan Allen. They might get J.C. Jackson back. I think that would be a pretty big thing for them, given the team they're about to be facing. And of course, Kansas City Chiefs are going to be without their kicker. Harrison Butker, with his rolled ankle, isn't going to be playing. Sadly, it seems like they'll actually have a real kicker, not Justin Reed kicking for them, which frankly is a missed opportunity in my eyes.
I know you like that way better, having the real players kick. I mentioned this on the Wednesday PFF NFL podcast, that when you're looking at this game and you look at the incredible week 1 performance by the Kansas City Chiefs offense, and they were just completely just dominant against the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals blitzing far more than you probably should against Patrick Mahomes, given his history. Mahomes carving them up, always making good decisions for the most part. Players in space, left and right. It was classic Kansas City Chiefs offense. It's 1 week, but probably answering some of those questions about how they're going to do without Tyreek Hill. Yeah, they're going to spread the ball around. Travis Kelce, still Travis Kelce. But I think this one's going to be different, at least schematically, at least in the mechanics of what we're seeing from a play-to-play basis. The Los Angeles Chargers will be far less aggressive. They're going to trust that front four. Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack on the other side trying to get pressure with 4 rather than sending extra players because the Cardinals don't trust their pass rush. How's that going to change things? Will the Chiefs have the same success with more of a coverage-first look rather than a pressure look like Arizona threw at them?
Yeah, the Cardinals blitz Mahomes almost 60% of his dropbacks, which is absurd. Like, that's an absurd number almost for anybody. It's an absolutely ridiculous number for Patrick Mahomes when you consider how successful he's been against the blitz in his NFL career. So we talk about, defenses trying to take players out of their comfort zone. And the Cardinals put Mahomes in his comfort zone, which is, it's the opposite of what they'd intended to do. But that's the reality, that Mahomes against the blitz that's what he loves. That's how he's happiest playing, because he understands that if you're sending an extra guy, there's a gap in the coverage and he'll find it and he'll hit that guy for a big gain. So the Cardinals' game plan was a disaster. You have to think that Brandon Staley and the Chargers will have almost the exact opposite game plan to that. And, the game plan that he sticks with, the split safeties, the coverage type of plays, that was the game plan that caused Mahomes issues last season. Doesn't mean he's going to turn into a pumpkin and play terribly, but it does mean that is about as successful as you can hope to be as a defense going up against this Chiefs offense.
I have a loaf of bread. It's been delivered to me.
Sweet.
You don't understand. It's just fresh, incredible Italian bread, and it's just been hand delivered from Market Basket.
Perfect.
Up here. So you got to take it. Yeah, man. Mahomes only saw 6 dropbacks against 2 high coverage last week against the Arizona Cardinals. Just not something that we expected. We didn't see that last year. Mahomes saw 200. He had 232 dropbacks last year against 2 high coverage. Only 6 big time throws on those 232 dropbacks. A PFF grade of only 65 on those dropbacks. That's the game plan we're going to see. So, again, I'm not trying to take anything away from Mahomes, the Chiefs. I still think Mahomes is special. I think he's awesome. But we're going to see a different game plan. And I think the pressure is going to be on to have that patience, to be able to deliver the ball on time against those underneath zones that the Chargers are going to throw at them.
Yeah, this Cardinals game in week 1 felt a lot like the Raiders games from last year. It's like, yeah, Mahomes and the Chiefs did great. They carved them up. They absolutely took advantage of what was in front of them. On the other hand, it doesn't feel like necessarily a fair reflection of what the rest of the NFL is going to do against that kind of offense. So I think this week we'll get a better idea of what this offense will look like this year.
The NFL's opening week was action-packed, and it's just getting started. Get ready for week 2 of touchdowns, big plays, and even bigger wins with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. This week, new customers can bet just $5 on any football game and get $200 in free bets instantly. Want more action? Well, everyone can experience the thrill of DraftKings early win promotion. It's simple. This Sunday, bet on any NFL team to win. If your team leads by 10 at any point during the game, you get paid instantly, even if your team loses. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code PFF to get $200 in free bets instantly when you place a $5 bet on any football game. That's code PFF only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See description for details. All right, Sam, what about on the other side of the ball? You got Justin Herbert just balling right now. He had a great game on Sunday as well. A few big-time throws, had that nice touchdown on the run, back shoulder. We see his ability to drive the ball, make good decisions, no turnover-worthy plays once again. And even with Keenan Allen out, got to feel good about this Chargers offense with the way Herbert has played 2+ years now into his career.
You do, and I kind of hope that this is a game that coaxes Justin Herbert to be more aggressive. You know, we had Jordan Rodriguez on the podcast, the main podcast, and she was talking about how it feels like Herbert needs to, just cut loose a little bit more, which is the point we've made before, that a guy as talented and as capable as he is of making spectacular plays should not be leading the league in turnover-worthy play rate. He should be more aggressive than that so that number kind of skews up just a little bit. And this could be the kind of game that brings that out of him. The notion of going toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes, trying to bring to the table his version of the Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes game we saw in the playoffs last season, or, the game the Chiefs had with the Rams a few years ago. Like, this is setting up to be that kind of performance, but it might need Justin Herbert to go, all right, I'm going to make more plays today. I'm going to do what I did against the Raiders late in the game in week 18 last season to try and, get to the playoffs. Like, that's the player I have to be here for us to go toe to toe with Kansas City and ultimately, take this division from them.
We discuss a lot about the value of a true wide receiver one, and depending on that player, the Chargers in week 1 this year, 11 different players had targets. You had DeAndre Carter, number 2 on the team in receiving yards, right behind Keenan Allen. Herbert has shown, while, hey, there are definitely times in crunch time he'll just throw one up to Mike Williams and let him go make a play. But Herbert has shown the ability to spread the ball around, get different players involved. Gerald Everett had some big plays in there, including the touchdown that I mentioned. So I appreciate that about Herbert early in his career here, too. Even though he's had Keenan Allen and had Mike Williams, there are definitely certain games where he's just spreading it around and just throwing to the open man. Like I said, good decision-making. But I'm with you, man. I want to see that aggressiveness. And if the game flow gets to that point, right, if the Chiefs continue to score points, will Herbert maintain that aggressiveness, throwing the ball down the field, giving his receivers opportunities to make those plays? Don't always have to get to the underneath receiver immediately. Take advantage of that big arm, because there's always a handful of plays, man, where Herbert shows that incredible arm talent, and just want to see more of that. I want to see more of that aggressiveness and see how many times they could flip the field with him under center.
It is going to be fascinating to watch the trenches on both sides of the ball, though, because you mentioned before the combination of Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack. They might be the best duo in terms of edge rushers in the NFL. The Chiefs can bring Chris Jones to the table, and Chris Jones is the best interior pass rusher in the NFL, not named Aaron Donald most of the time. The Chargers on their offensive line, the interior group, Corey Linsley at center is really good. But one guard is a rookie, Zion Johnson. The other guard is Matt Filer, who's, good, not great. Either one of those spots are going to have more than their hands full dealing with Chris Jones. So I think each defense can bring at least 1 and 2, in some cases, potentially game-changing weapons to the table and really attack the opposing offensive line.
It's a new defense for Spags over there on the defensive side of the ball for the Chiefs, with guys like Juan Thornhill stepping up. L'Jarius Sneed is now in year 3, believe it or not. Nick Bolton has really built on a good rookie year. He had an 87.4 grade last week in week 1. A second-round pick who's just been really good since getting on the field. And then you have rookie first-rounder George Karlaftis. He had a solid game at edge defender as well. They're going to be without Trent McDuffie in Kansas City in the secondary, but some of those young players stepping up defensively so that it's not just the Chris Jones show. We've got a whole slew of new names in Kansas City. So I'm looking forward to this one. I think on the Chargers side too, man. We talked about the star power there. If J.C. Jackson is back, you got the player. These are the types of games, man. When the player is matched up with Travis Kelce and those types of matchups, that's where the Chargers have to win if they're going to start stealing this division from the Kansas City Chiefs. We made our picks on the PFF NFL podcast. Want to reiterate, you're going...
Still going with the Chiefs.
All right, I'll take the Chargers. I like the Chargers to not even bounce back, but to come back, cover the 4 as of right now, and maybe even pull off the upset in Kansas City once again this year.